I've said right from the beginning, I sat in that chamber for 20 years with Albanese and he was never considered a leader, and he still isn't.
He's an absolute fool.
Albanese has dodged Trump at the G7 summit and was nowhere to be found.
I've been travelling in the car, so I'm not
found.
Albanese is the most pathetic, gutless Prime Minister I have ever known.
As people can confirm.
There's the cover of The Spectator showing old Albo down there in a tunnel hiding away from Trump, as is the Ayatollah.
That's my style. I hope you've noticed that.
Why did it take 24 hours for Australia to express unequivocal support for this action by its closest ally?
That was because it was Shabbat, unequivocally.
What does this say about our relationship with the US under your government?
We issued a statement yesterday.
And let's just remind ourselves that it took more than a day for the Prime Minister to back the US President on the Iran bombing strikes.
I laughed about it at the time.
Seriously, have you been in Parliament, you've been involved in politics for a long time, have you ever seen such an insignificant and diminished Prime Minister as Anthony Albanese?
No. I would say that there is no one in the Parliament who has more impediments than myself on either side of politics.
What an absolute joke he is.
I laughed about it at the time.
Have you ever seen such an insignificant and diminished Prime Minister as Anthony Albanese?
No, I haven't, Rowan, actually. I find him very pathetic as Prime Minister of this nation. You know, I wish we did have someone like Donald Trump in this country leading us, and it would be a far better country. But he hasn't got the backbone for it. He's sitting on the fence with a lot of things. He's an absolute fool as far as I'm concerned.
And rightly so.
And the sooner he's gone out of that position of leader of this nation, the better I'll feel about it.
Bronwyn, back when you were in government, my mate Bill Leake used to draw John Howard as the deputy sheriff to the US, and that was regarded as an insult by the left these days. Now we'd be lucky if Albanese was a stirrup on the boot of the Americans. We're insignificant. Can you believe that we are so insignificant to America now? They don't want to know about us, they don't need us, they're not interested in us.
You shouldn't be surprised.
Look, he's Albo the puny, Dick
Wanker.
And today I'll make this point. That I am really doing it tough and did it pretty hard with Alan Joyce, which I'm passionate about.
He's no leader. He absolutely disgusts me with his answers to these questions. Go and have your dick cut off.
Look, he's Albo the puny, addicted to
Gambling, alcohol, tobacco, cruises, cuddle therapy, sex toys.
addicted to Wongism and terrified of Trump. Now, what sort of leader is that for this nation?
I am
Brain dead.
Prime Minister.
We have been relegated to just tolerated at the G7.
Everything in life's a bonus.
At NATO, our Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister stuck up in the back where he belonged.
The furthest, far away from the
he
action.
could get. And it makes me ashamed.
My big concern with this government is what is there to be proud of?
It makes me ashamed. It makes me ashamed. But I've said right from the beginning, I sat in that chamber for 20 years with Albanese and he was never considered a leader, and he still isn't.